Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Ali and let's talk about finance. It's 2025, so now you're probably wanting to make some changes to help you better yourself in this year. New year, new me. That's the way that we always do it. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you a few tips and tricks to help you better your financial future. And some of these things are gonna be very, very easy, and other things might be a little bit harder depending on what your goals are for this year. So let's get started. Now, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to let me know what you're gonna commit to. This is very, very important. If you write it down in the comments down below, this is gonna be something to remind yourself as to what you're actually going to focus on moving forward. So the very first thing that I want you to do, this one is actually very, very easy. Everybody can do this, and this is a way to help cut back on expenses. I want you to take a look at your expenses. I want you to take a look at your credit card statements. I want you to take a look at your bank statements. I want you to find one expense, whether that's a membership somewhere, whether that is a subscription to something. I just want you to find one of those and cancel it. If you haven't used it in the last 3 to 6 months, you're probably not going to use it, and it's probably not worth your time. A lot of times people are actually paying for memberships and subscriptions that they didn't even realize they're still paying for. Right away, you're going to be saving yourself money by canceling that membership. Now, this isn't going to make or break your finances for this year, but this is a step in the right direction to become more aware of what you're actually spending your money on. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll find that you're actually spending more money than you think on things like subscriptions and things like memberships. So now the second thing that I want you to focus on is if you have any debt, this is the year to pay down your debt. Forget about saving and investing money. If you have debt, that's the thing that you should be focusing on. Now, there's a reason for this, and it's because you will actually have a positive impact on your finances by paying down your debt faster than paying down the debt while also saving and investing your money. So here's what I want you to do if you have any debt. What I want you to do is I want you to list them from smallest balance to the highest balance, and this is how we're going to attack this. Now, first things first, I want to make sure that you have automatic payments that are set up for all of these debts. You want to make sure you have at least the minimum payment set up so then you're not defaulting on any of these debts. What I also want you to do is that expense that you saved from that membership or from that subscription that we found in the first step, I want you to put that payment towards the first debt on that list. Now, right away, like I said, it's not going to make a massive difference, but it's going to help you out a little bit more to help pay down your debt a little bit faster. What I also want you to do is I want you to take as much money as you can, anything that you're comfortable with, and put it towards that first debt. Essentially, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to pay off that first debt as quickly as possible, and you'll understand why in just a second. Now, essentially what happens is once that first debt is paid off, now I want you to focus on the second debt that's on that list. I want to reiterate though that the payments that you're making towards that first debt, those are also going to go towards the second debt on top of whatever minimum payments or whatever payments you are making towards that specific debt. Now, the reason for this is because you're already not used to spending that money. You're already using that towards debt payments. So this will actually help you snowball the payments that you have from one debt over to the next. And essentially what will happen is once you have that second debt paid off, you're going to do the same thing for that third debt and the fourth debt that you have on that list. So you're going to be taking the payments from that second debt once it's fully paid off, and you're going to add that to the payments of the third debt. And then once you're done with that, you're going to take the payments from the third debt and apply it to that fourth debt that you have. This is going to be a much faster way of paying off your debt, and this will put you in a better situation without actually changing your expenses all that much. Now, the third thing that we're going to talk about is if you have no debt, or if throughout the year you actually end up paying off your debt, then we're going to start looking at saving and investing your money. Now, there's two places where I think you should really be focusing on. One is building out an emergency fund. This is essentially an account where you can just have the money sitting in a high interest savings account, let it accumulate interest. So then just in case if there's any emergencies that come up, you have extra money sitting there. Now keep in mind, emergency in this case is it really is an emergency. It's if something happens to your vehicle, if something happens to your home, if something happens to you, if you get laid off, or something happens and now all of a sudden your income is lower than what it was before. Those are emergencies. Now, the other place that I want you to focus on and putting money towards is the tax-free savings account. This is where you're gonna be investing your money. This is a very good tool to take full advantage of because there's a lot of tax benefits with the tax-free savings account. Now, another account that you might want to focus on as well is, say for example, a goal of yours is to save for a down payment for a house. You can use the first home savings account to do that as well, the FHSA. Now keep in mind, for anybody that was paying off debt, use the money that you were using to pay off debt, use that towards your savings. Reallocate that money that you were not spending already and put it towards your savings. You'll be surprised at how quickly your savings and investments will grow in such a short period of time if you do that. Also, make sure that you're setting up automatic contributions into your savings account and into your investment accounts on the same day that you're getting paid, so then that way you're not tempted to spend that money on other things. Now, the very last thing that I want you to focus on, this is going to take a little bit of time, but I really want you to set a goal for yourself that this year you're going to increase your income. Now, how you're gonna do that, there's a couple of different ways that you can go about doing that. One is get yourself promoted. That is one of the first things that you can do. You can work towards a promotion to try to increase your income that way. Now, of course, depending on the industry that you're in and depending on the company that you work for, that may be a little bit easier or a little bit harder depending on your situation. So another thing that you could potentially do to increase your income in the year is to gain a skill. This could really mean anything. You can learn a skill, build a skill, and use that to help you increase your income. There's something that my dad told me that's really stuck with me, and that's you could make money doing anything. It's just a matter of marketing it to the right customer, because at the end of the day, there are people out there willing to pay for a service because of a skill that you've learned. For example, one of my coworkers owns birds. One of the things that she pays for while she has to come into the office is she has a bird sitter. The bird sitter takes care of the birds. They're specialized in taking care of birds. They know exactly what they need to do to make sure that the birds are comfortable while my coworker is in the office. So then when my coworker goes home to go pick up the birds, everything is okay. At the end of the day, there's always gonna be somebody out there that's willing to pay for something that you are offering. It's just a matter of finding those customers and marketing to those particular people. Now, if you don't want to start it like a side hustle or learn a skill or anything like that, and you still wanna increase your income, one really great place to do this is by picking up a job in sales. Sales really is all about providing customers with a service or a product that suits their needs. It really is a good way for you to build out your skills in communicating, but also increase your income. There's a lot of different sales jobs out there, and for someone who's looking to increase their income, there's a lot of jobs out there that will provide you with a salary as well as commission based on how much you sell, or a bonus based on how much you sell. Another type of sales job that you can get is one that is 100% commission. So if you're the type of person who's very driven and can really push themselves, there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to your income in a given year if you can really push yourself through some of the hard times with sales. I know a lot of people who are in sales. For example, tech sales. I've also seen some people in retail sales. So people that work out of a storefront, but there is a commission aspect to their position, and they're doing very well for themselves. When I first graduated from university, I went and I worked at a tech store, and there was a commission aspect to that job. I was making $14 an hour, which was minimum wage at the time, but I was still taking home on average $22 to $23 an hour because of the commission aspect of the job that I was getting on top of the minimum wage. So there's a lot of possibilities for you to grow your income. It's just a matter of finding those opportunities and taking full advantage. Don't scare yourself out of something like a sales job, because there are a lot of things that you will learn from that, not only about yourself, but also how to communicate with people. So there you have it, guys. So those are 4 things that you can do, 4 challenges that I'm gonna give you for this year to improve your financial future. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. And also, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If you learned something from this video, please share it with your friends and family. At the end of the day, if you learned something, I'm sure they will too. And also, it helps me grow this channel to be able to make more of these videos in the future. As always, guys, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one.